Hi Westtown families. This video is going to show you how you can multiply whole numbers and fractions, as well as order those answers from least to greatest. The question says, order these expressions from least value to greatest value. We'll go ahead and take a look at the expressions that we have. We have 12 times 5/5, 12 times 3/4, 12 times 1/4, 12 times 5/4. So when we think about multiplication, we're thinking of a certain number of groups of another number. So in this case, 12 times 5/5, that's 12 groups of 5/5. This shows 12 groups of 3/4. This expression shows 12 groups of 1/4, and the last expression shows 12 groups of 5/4. Now I want to determine which one of the expressions has the least value and which one has the greatest value. My least value will go first and my greatest value will go last. I'm going to put a little note to myself so I don't forget that I'm ordering my expressions from least to greatest. Okay? When I look at the first factor in each of these expressions, they're all 12. So I have 12 groups in each expression. The fractional factor is what's different for each of these expressions. 5/5, 3/4, 1/4, and 5/4. I can reason through this mentally. I know out of those four fractions, 5/5, 3/4, 1/4, and 5/4, 1/4 is smallest. So if I have 12 groups of 1/4, I'm going to have a smaller number than I will with all the other ones. I think this is the smallest without even doing any multiplication. I know 3/4 is smaller than 5/5 and 5/4. 5/5 is equal to a whole. So this expression essentially is 12 times 1 whole. 3/4 is less than a whole, and 5/4 is greater than a whole. So 12 groups of 3/4 is going to be the next smallest. I'll go ahead and put a 2 above that expression. 5/5 is 1 whole, and 5/4 is more than 1 whole. So if I have 12 groups of each of those, I'll have less if I do 12 times 5/5 than I will if I do 12 groups of something that's more than 1. So 12 times 5/5 is going to be the next smallest, and then 12 times 5/4 is the largest. Let me show you how you can multiply the whole number and the fractions, which we've been working on in class, to prove that this is the order of least to greatest value. I'll start with 12 times 5/5. You can think of that as 12 times 1, and 12 times 1 is equal to 12. Let me go ahead and multiply 12 times 3/4. In class, we make the whole number a fraction. You can take a whole number and put it over 1, and it still has the same value, but it's written as a fraction. So 12 can be written as 12 over 1. Then we have times 3 over 4. When you multiply fractions, you multiply the numerator straight across and the denominator straight across. 12 times 3. If you're not sure what 12 times 3 is, or the student isn't sure what 12 times 3 is, I recommend that they work out 12 times 3 on the side of their paper. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. So 12 times 3 is 36. So the numerator is going to be 36. Let's go ahead and multiply the denominators. 1 times 4, which is 4. You have 36/4. Now that's an improper fraction. We can go ahead and make that a mixed number. In class, we divide 36 by 4. Again, I would do that on the side of their paper. Wait a minute, 36 divided by 4 is a basic fact. I know 9 times 4 is 36. So 36/4 is equal to 9. I'm going to go ahead and follow the same set of steps I did for 12 times 3/4 to figure out what 12 times 1/4 is. Make the 12 a fraction, multiply it by the 1/4. I'll multiply straight across my numerator and my denominator. 12 times 1 is 12, 1 times 4 is 4, and I can simplify 12/4 to equal 3. Again, I'll follow the same set of steps for 12 times 5/4. Make the whole number a fraction, multiply by 5/4. Multiply the numerators across. Again, on the side of the paper, do 12 times 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 1 is 5, and 1 more is 6. So 12 times 5 is 60. The numerator is 60. And multiply the denominators across, which is 4. 1 times 4 is 4. You're left with 60/4, which is an improper fraction. I'm going to go ahead and divide 60 divided by 4. 4 goes into 6 once. 1 times 4 is 4. We're left with 2. We'll bring down our 0. 4 goes into 25 times. 5 times 4 is 20. We don't have a remainder at all. 15. 60 divided by 4 is 15. So 60/4 is equal to 15. Again, I'm looking for the least value to the greatest value. I have 12, 9, 3, and 15. The smallest one is 3. So this is the expression that I'll write first. 12 times 1/4. Let me go ahead and see which product is the next smallest. I've got 12, 9, and 15. 9 is the next smallest, so I'll write that expression next. 12 times 3/4. I am left with the 12 and the 15. 12 is smaller than 15, so I'll write 12 times 5/5 in my next spot, which leaves 12 times 5/4 to be the largest. So we have smallest, next smallest, next smallest, largest. I hope this video was helpful to you.